happy that my dear husband is going with me today. This is going to be the third visit. The first was when my baby was born. The second time was 6 weeks after his birth. The third is today, which is 10 weeks after birth. I still have 2 more visits to go. When my baby is 14 weeks old, and again at 9 months. That is exactly 5 visits before my baby is 1 year.
You've come for your baby's immunization?
Yes, we have.
It's okay.
My neighbor once asked me why. Must I go?
In line with the
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to you. This is Sunday Rendezvous. Like we earlier told you, we are bringing you your Sunday tonic at this hour due to the ongoing African Cup of Nations. We say congratulations to our Super Eagles as they beat the Antelopes of Angola 1-0 last Friday to fly to the semi-finals stage. We wish them well in their subsequent outings. It is another beautiful Sunday, the first Sunday in the month of February, and I say Happy New Month to you all. It is the month of love and the month when Christians prepare to embark on their 40 days journey of prayer and fasting called the Lenten period, and it begins on the 14th of February, the feast day of St. Valentine. In our bulletin today, we have lined up some interesting stories for you. Yesterday, Saturday, the 3rd February 2024, by-elections and rerun elections held in some states and local government areas in the country. We would let you know how the election went in the state and maybe bring you the outcome of the election in our subsequent bulletin. Do not forget that you can watch us live on our YouTube channel at NTA Enugu. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, suspended the rerun election in Enugu South 1 Urban State Constituency for alleged missing original copy of the result sheets. Chidi Okorafo reports.
If a result sheet is mutilated, if a result is missing, what we are going to issue is a replacement. So I'm here to tell the world that whatever any person is saying, that they line with the law, that if any of election material is altered before the election concluded, where INEC have every right to issue a replacement result sheet.
As at 8 in the morning, eligible voters for the rerun election for Enugu South 1 Urban State Constituency had gathered to exercise their franchise. However, the election could not hold even as at 2 in the afternoon over alleged missing original result sheets. Party agents insisted that the original result sheet must be provided or there will be no election.
So when we came here, we requested to see the materials for the election, having gotten deniable information that the original result has been tampered with.
Most calls I got is that they have written the result of this election. So the people are demanding that the result should be shown to them so that there will be free and fair election.
At Udenu Ibeze Federal Constituency, the situation was similar, with pockets of challenges. In Enugu, Chidi Okrafo, NTA News.
We'll take a break here. The other side of Sunday Rendezvous will be back shortly. Do stay. Welcome back. Aside food and water, shelter is another important and basic need of man. However, it has been observed that sometimes the common man is unable to acquire this basic need, as most landlords and house owners make it very difficult to them to do so, especially at the beginning of every year. Why is this so? Our correspondent Vivian Kewe in this report tries to find out reasons for this.
I'm here already. Okay, thank you. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you?
Sir, please, I'm looking for an apartment. They said there is a vacancy here. So, I don't know if you can give me the house.
You don't have any problem. I have one here, and I know that you'll be happy when you see it. Yeah?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I hope all your family are all here.
No, sir. I'm a single mother.
Just forget about it.
This is the harsh reality that unfolds in the hearts of Nigerians' urban landscapes. The discrimination in the rentage of houses to certain categories of prospective tenants, like property owners and landlords, is a bit worrisome.
You go to section 42 of 1999 Constitution as amended, you are not supposed to discriminate against anybody on any ground whatsoever, based on religion, sex, tribe, and even marital status. What you should be after is, can this person pay the rent? Is this person going to be a good tenant? And that is it. Is he going to put my house in a tenantable position when he's leaving the house? And of course, that is the essence of tenancy agreement.
An estate agent, Michael Iloabuchi, who has been in this business for over a decade now, shed more light on his experiences.
Greed in real estate, developers and the so-called landlords. Some of them believe that their house is their asset. As you go to office in the morning, they sit at home or anything depends on that house. Once they hear little increment in your fuel or any little thing in the market, price of commodities goes high, they will do what? They will increase their own. If you talk, they say, are you not in the market? But that is just because government are not checkmating it. Because if they have a standard and active law guiding housing, such will not happen.
Dismantling these barriers requires strict advocacy for fair housing laws and education on anti-discrimination policies.
It's violence against persons prohibition law. That law protects everyone. Violence against persons. So everybody is entitled to peaceful coexistence. When you begin to discriminate against someone, it's violence against that person, and it's captured in that law.
Some of them are making it mandatory that before you pay for a house, you will have a senior servant. Maybe senior servant is not a level 7 or level 8 officer. It's a senior servant from level 12 up. The person will shut in and sign that if in the next month the tenant owe or failed to renew the rent when due, that the shorty will be held responsible.
The need for a change is evident. The government needs to address housing discrimination in Nigeria.
In any state you find yourself where you are being discriminated against, you can come under VAP law, you can come under the Constitution and seek redress.
Breaking free from the chains that bind us to perpetual housing discrimination.
I hope the relevant authorities are watching so that they can do something about this issue. Children are said to be gifts from God. It has been observed that most children are curious to learn, and many believe that developing a child's curiosity in learning enhances their growth and development. How true is this belief? Again, Vivian Kewe in this report tries to find out how.
No.
W-E.
Win.
D-O.
Do.
Very good.
What about this one? Do that one.
2 times 1. 2 times.
According to a popular saying, curiosity is the fuel that drives one's thirst for knowledge. This is essentially the spark that can ignite a child's love for learning, especially from tender ages.
Tina, come and carry this baby.
In a world full of distractions like the phone, it is essential to create opportunities for exploration, particularly for children in their formative years.
Yes, there is every need for parents to nurture curiosity in children, because everyone is born curious. It's the eagerness to learn new things, to make new discoveries, to figure things out. The major reason why parents should nurture curiosity in their children is to help them develop the skill of learning things easily. Because the easier a child learns things, the more interested the child becomes in learning.
And so, whether it is a board game that requires strategic thinking or a storytelling that sparks imagination, these activities foster a sense of curiosity.
Now you roll the dice. Don't allow the dice to fly through you.
Parents can nurture curiosity through exposing the children to as simple as games, playing games, involving them in simple experiments, or even telling them stories. Games such as the Ludo game sharpens the child's thinking ability. It builds competitive spirit among the children.
The next best thing after ice cream.
A quick interaction with a widower for over 9 years now in implementation of these ideals is evident in the lives of this family.
Books are a very important part of our culture, family culture. I consider myself a product of books. I started reading quite early in life. I became an avid reader quite early, and I saw what that did in my life and how it broadened my horizon. So I got my daughters early to start reading, and they picked up at some point. And then, if you see the books here, they read virtually everything I read, and I don't just make them read, I make them read widely and vastly. So we read everything from religion to politics to literature to history and all that, because I believe in diversity.
I lived in a small village called what?
Storytelling remains a powerful tool in nurturing curiosity. It transports children to new worlds, exposes them to diverse perspectives, and ignites their imagination. Problem-solving skills in children also allow children to experiment with different structures from where they learn through trial and error processes.
Parenting is not just about providing food, it's about taking a healthy interest in the education of your children. It's not a task we leave to teachers alone, no. Teachers are paid to teach your children according to what is in the curriculum. But you see, what is in the curriculum is not enough to make a balanced and wholesome child.
Curiosity ignites a love for learning and creates a learning-rich environment for our children. It is one of the greatest gifts parents can give to their children.
I hope parents and teachers have learned how to nurture curiosity in children. I'm still talking about education and learning. Since technical and vocational education involve qualitative human resources to be self-reliant in various fields of endeavors, key players believe that it is imperative to realign the process to cater for unemployed youths in the country. Kelechi Ocha x-rays the prospects of vocational and technical education in the advancement of job creation.
Technical and vocational education as a multifaceted field of study leverages on equipping individuals with requisite technicalities in vocational skills and other related sciences. The federal government in 2004 positioned this policy as an aspect of educational process involving the study of technologies and practical skills for the teeming unemployed youth in the country. Specifically designed for unlocking potentials, this prospect has improved the current state of technical and vocational study, thereby generating employment opportunities for job advancement.
Federal government educational system should make sure that our educational system have this guidance, parents and guidance system that will direct the kids in their vocational educational system, so it will help us.
Technical and vocational education struggle with the potentials to develop Nigerian economy. This development for self-reliance and sustainability remains the driving force for the acquisition of this education program in Enugu State. Research shows that the growth of students' population is in geometrical progression, while the rate of unemployment has remained in arithmetic progression. In Enugu State, the program has provided reasonable solution for job creation through agriculture, small and medium enterprises, and other emerging vocations. With maximum support from the state government, Science Technical and Vocational Schools Management Board is committed to becoming the foremost technology hub and skill acquisition center in the state.
The Enugu state government has, in their own vision, created a ministry. This ministry, since inception, has started, constructing vocational centers. Some of the vocational centers they have has been reactivated. They have renovated it, where they train young ladies and young men that they want to hone their skill in some vocational areas.
Now this current administration is into smart school system, trying to talk about robotic education. They can't do without all this without talking of vocational education. So that is the way to go for us to ensure that we liberate our school system from theory.
To accomplish these entrepreneurship goals in the state, the government of Enugu State has promised to continually support the policy through human empowerment to attain a near to zero unemployment.
It is no longer news that most Nigerians are presently grappling with some challenges, including unemployment and untold hardship brought about by the removal of fuel subsidy, a high inflation, etc. But in all of this, most Nigerians believe there is hope for a brighter future, and they say that a set of actions they take today can change the fearful projections of their minds. Ngozika Osai in this report tells us how hopeful Nigerians are for a brighter future.
Ujunwa.
Yes, Queen.
Come and take your seat.
Okay.
Quiet.
There's no meat in my soup.
There's no meat in your soup. So you've not been hearing the way Daddy and Mommy have been complaining since about how things are hard, eh? You don't know things are now very expensive. You should be thanking God that you even have soup to eat. Eh? Oh yeah, be going.
I don't know, I'll manage it.
This typifies the indomitable Nigerian spirit, already adjusting to the prevailing economic condition. A visit to Coal Camp Motor Spare Parts Village in Enugu revealed the dogged determination of an average Nigerian to survive and succeed despite the level of hardship being experienced at the moment.
The little money I can make in this trade, it cannot power me to put fuel on my car. In this case, I have parked my car because I don't have the resources to be putting about 10 to 20 liters to come out to my shed. I'm using my leg to trek.
Here at Obete Main Market, Enugu, the message of hope for a better tomorrow resonates high among the people.
I'm advising people, more especially people that are struggling people, not to lose hope. We are in a trial process. All these things is something that we take to give testimony in future, what we undergone.
My advice to my fellow women, both big and small, both rich and poor, is that we will exercise little patience to the government of the day. Very soon, in no distance time, we will overcome it. And we will be great again. And things will normalize, then we will now enjoy our life.
In line with attaining economic recovery and achieving a better future for Nigeria and Nigerians, the government has embarked on initiatory steps towards empowering the citizens, especially those in the rural areas. Chigozie Ekochi is a resident of Akegbeugu community in Enugu South local government area of Enugu State. His small-scale business is a testimony of government intervention.
The grant is from federal government through Enugu State.
The grant is just for helping out business people. So I saw the pickup as an important need, most especially my condition as a disabled person. So the pickup helped me a lot.
At the beginning of every new year, most people reevaluate themselves and take a stock of their lives they lived in the past year, and then make resolutions on what they would want to do in the year, which they call New Year resolutions. Now, we are already in the second month of the year, the month of February. How many people are still keeping to their New Year resolutions?
New Year resolution is basically the conscious thought of a person to make a change from what he or she was doing in the previous year and deciding that consciously I will do something different this year to help me grow in any regard at all. It could be lifestyle, it could be work, it could be family, anything at all.
New Year resolution is a way of how you plan the next year, of how you think of how you're going to make your next year better than how it was that year.
Personally, I don't believe in New Year resolution. I don't believe in that. I see it as a frivolity, because if you want to change, you don't need to tell people that you want to change. Your character will tell people that you have changed.
The other resolution I made is to just get this year I'm getting better in this, or maybe if I'm in point A, I must get to point C before the year winds down, and I get to do that. But anything like this year, with this one, I don't do such things. I only do resolutions on my lifestyle and my career, nothing more.
For me personally, my new year, I'm going to make sure I'm more bold and confident.
It's always a good thing to have a plan. I think we'll always achieve less if we don't plan. So when we make a plan for the year, it's easier for us to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. And when we don't do everything we've set out, at least we've achieved something. It's easier than when we didn't plan at all. We went into a new year with let me just exist. We don't get to achieve much without making a plan.
When you tell yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, it's a beautiful idea for the year. You have a focus, you have something you're working towards. But when you don't get to do these things, you don't have to beat yourself, right? So as much as it's good to set goals, set realistic goals.
Resolution is a personal thing, and that you have a New Year resolution does not mean it will be done. It's about personal discipline. As a matter of fact, you don't even need a new year to resolve to do something. So you can start doing something different any time of the year. If it is not working for you, you can resolve to change it. Or if it is not giving the result you want, you can up your game. So New Year resolutions shouldn't be every new year. It should be at every time, because an unexamined life is not worth living.
In every nooks and cranny of your house, even your toilet, there should be pieces of paper that reminds you of what you've said you're going to achieve. You can have a short note, I'm going to make 100 million this year. In your toilet, in your bathroom, when you sleep, your ceiling, everywhere. That's going to help you every now and again to strive towards it. Yes, I would advise that you can try this. It is a practical way. It's not just about thinking about it. The idea is just there's about practicality. So it has worked for me and some other of my friends, so it can work for you too.
And it's a gradual process. I've never seen somebody who said, I don't want to smoke again, and he will stop immediately.
Different strokes for different folks there. A biblical injunction says, in everything there is a time to be born and a time to die. The late Boniface Chukwuemeka Nwabueze might have died and have been buried, but his legacies will remain fresh in the minds of the people of Amori in Nkanu West local government area of Enugu State. Matthew Amboke covered the funeral proceedings for Sunday Rendezvous.
Death, indeed, closes it all for all mortals. But for a good man, it is a release from the imprisonment of this world and his departure to the enjoyment of another world. The reception of the remains of late Sir Chief Boniface Chukwuemeka Nwabueze, KSM Ifemeluma, by family members, the clergy, and the Knights of St. Mulumba, Nigeria, at St. Mary's Catholic Church, Amori, in Nkanu West local government area of Enugu State, marked the beginning of the final farewell to this great soldier of the church. Preaching a sermon, Reverend Father Joseph Ahukana described late Sir B.C. Nwabueze as a devout Christian whose legacies ought to be emulated by all.
Nwabueze was a very good Christian that lived worldly, the name that he bared, and that those who are alive today should emulate and imitate his virtues in life.
Funeral mass over, the body of the dead octogenarian was taken to its final resting place in his family compound, where death returned to the earth as the spirit returned to God who gave it.
Body, please. Good.
Testimonies of his kind Christian and humanitarian virtues were echoed by many who maintained that the deceased was a living saint.
He's a straightforward man, fair to the people around him, and religiously.
My father lived a very simple, gentle, highly religious a person.
I'll miss his honesty. I'll miss his fatherly love, his care and affection for me.
He was a beloved brother, a man of peace, a man who believed so much that the will of God must prevail in all situations.
Our brother, Sir Boniface Chukwuemeka Nwabueze, was an exemplary knight in all respects of knighthood.
The late Sir B.C. Nwabueze, KSM, who retired as a social worker after a meritorious service to the nation and humanity, died at the age of 87, leaving behind 4 sons, 1 sister, a brother, and a host of other relatives.
And we join in praying for the repose of his soul. And this is where we draw the curtains on this week's edition of Sunday Rendezvous. We thank you so much for being a part of it. Do enjoy the rest of our programs on the NTA. Good afternoon.
Do you want the best spot for your relaxation and comfort? Then look no further. Visit E7 Spring Resort for your exquisite accommodation with complimentary breakfast, well-stocked bar with the best assorted exotic spirits, wines, etc. Our restaurant is also a mind-blowing with local and intercontinental cuisines, mini hall and open space for your conferences and events. At E7 Spring Resort, we also have a